Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about these recent, mainly, unfortunately, certain people. It's not all of us. It's definitely not, because when it comes down to our community, we're not one of those people that put not bathing on display. That is just not in our culture to do that. But it seems like in these other cultures, they just put it all out there like it's nothing to be embarrassed about. And in my opinion, it's very shameful, especially if you are an athlete or a celebrity and you're putting out here to the entire world. It's almost like you're proud to say that you don't bathe. How you doing, True Royal?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear
Shalom.
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, Lisa, that avatar you put up was, well, let's say meme or avatar, either way. It's so
Yeah.
funny. I was rolling, I with them crusty feet
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. That was classic. I love that one. I really do. That was really funny. Really, really funny. But
Well, this is what inspired the live stream. These two football players, they're brothers, and they actually insult people for washing their feet in the shower. They think it's stupid.
mm, I think and, and so I have a question to ask. I have a question to ask, Lisa.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
What persuasion are they?
They're white,
Ain't that interesting?
and it always seems to be them.
Mm-hmm. this is not nothing new. My royal family, in let's say on the world stage, this ain't the first time I've heard this. Um, I was sharing with Lisa behind the scenes. I remember reading an article about certain celebrities that are just straight up funky and don't believe in bathing.
Hmm. And we're going to go over that too.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going over that. But Taylor Swift is dating one of these brothers. And if you remember about a year ago, let me see if I can find it. Taylor Swift said she didn't wash her legs.
Hmm.
Taylor Swift, let me put it up here. Taylor Swift said she did not wash her legs.
Well, I'm confused.
And I'm like, what is the purpose in getting in the shower and you not cleaning your whole body? I mean, you just half-ass wash yourself. Here she go, right here. And she's dating one of those football players that's saying they don't wash their feet.
Oh, she nasty. Oh, she nasty.
And people are paying top dollar to see this chick.
Mm. I
And,
heard
and
she.
it's just baffling to me. Do y'all not teach your children how to groom themselves? Or you just raising them and then when they get in the bathtub or the shower, they can do whatever? Because that's what it sounds like.
Caveman behavior.
Because that's very strange to me. How these folks, and I've been on TikTok and even heard white women say they didn't even know how to bathe or wash themselves until they came around black women. I was stunned when I heard that.
Well, they did a back in the UK a number of years ago. They had did a survey with some white women over in the UK about their bathing habits, and the one that stood out to me was they were too tired to bathe. That really blew my mind. And then also, what stood out to me is this really strange. I think you know about this, Lisa. When they bathe, they don't even use a towel.
No, they just rub a bar of soap on themselves.
Mm-mm.
That ain't clean.
Mm-mm.
That ain't clean. I don't know who told people that's clean. That's not clean.
Mm-mm.
All right. So here's more. You remember Aston Kushner and Mila,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And remember, they said they didn't bathe and they didn't bathe their children. You
I
remember that?
remember. Oh yeah, I
And
remember
they
that.
said they didn't bathe their children until they start looking dirty. Then they'll bathe them. And I was like, that is horrible.
Wait a minute. They start looking dirty.
Wow. Mm, mm, mm.
Mm-mm. Well, somebody got here hot water and a rag and soap.
Mhm, mhm. Now
Mhm.
they revealed, and then they revealed it a couple of times. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who revealed during a podcast appearance that they only bathe their 4 and 6-year-old children when they see dirt on them. Their comments triggered a ripple effect, and other celebrities were sharing their lack of bathing habits.
Mm-mm.
I think that's terrible. And of course, you got Cardi B chiming in, talking about, "Wait a minute, what's up with these people talking about?"
Mm-mm.
But
Mm-mm.
I just and what I think what gets me is they have no shame about
Mm-hmm.
what they're saying. Like it's not shameful to them to put out there that they don't bathe and they don't bathe their children.
Yeah, they're not. It's part of their culture.
It's gotta be
And
because you
he
know what, y'all, they're the only ones that are coming up and saying this stuff.
and then another thing, they're not fully human. Come on now, it's some common denominators here, Lisa. You know. Ooh, and I know that sulfur kicks in real strong.
Too strong. Yeah. You know when I realized that these folks did not bathe all the time, when you get stuck on an elevator with them. That's when you can really that's when it hits you right between the eyes.
Lisa, what was your experience in college?
Well, when I you, the one- it was a lot of issues when I was in college, True Royal.
Mm,
One thing I did not like is when I went in the shower, their hair sheds.
mm, mm,
So,
mm,
and they don't clean it up. So it's not unusual for you to go in a shower after them and their hair is everywhere. It's on the floor, it's all over the shower walls, it's on the glass shower doors, it's everywhere. And I was not used to that.
mm-hmm.
We don't shed, when I was coming up, we don't shed like that in the shower.
No, we don't.
So when I go in the shower, so what I used to do when I was in college, I would try to get up extra early and get in there first.
Mm-hmm.
And it
That's what.
didn't bother me so much. But after, if you don't get in there first, you're just looking at their shedded hair everywhere. I
Mm-hmm.
hated that. I did
Mm.
not like it.
That's what my oldest daughter experienced when she was in college. Um, she was complaining about that.
And it would be all in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Go to if you go to brush your teeth, their shedded hair is all in the I just did not like that.
You
I
know,
never could get used to it.
in our culture, it'd be World War III in the house. We don't go for that.
No, if you know you shed like that, clean that shit up before you get out of the shower.
It's normal to them.
Not normal to me. Mm-mm.
My mama always said, and she didn't cut her words. She said, "You gotta go soak your ass." That's how she would say it, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I come from a family. If you smelling, they gonna say something. You're gonna be embarrassed.
Now here's two celebrities, Dak Shepard and Christian Bell, said they used to bathe their daughters regularly, but when they got older, they stopped bathing them.
Hmm.
So they said, they would wait to smell the stench before cleaning up. I think that's nasty.
Mm.
And you got daughters, don't your daughter aren't your at some point in time they're going to start menstruating?
Mm.
And you mean to tell me, if anything, you should definitely have your daughters use good hygiene because of that,
Mm.
you know? That's a problem to me. Grab the girls and push them in the shot. That is ridiculous. So you're just teaching them bad habits right off the bat.
Read what October Opal says. That is funny. After all these centuries, they still haven't learned basically what we taught them. They forgot them. Yeah, we had to teach them how to bathe.
Mhm. Mhm. And they get mad when you say that. They get mad when you tell them, it was our people that had to show you how to wash your ass. So anyway, Jake Gyllenhaal, I guess that's how it's said. If it's not, oh well. So he was talking about how more and more I find bathing to be less necessary. Where? Where in this world bathing is less necessary? Where?
Okay, so the let's see, the rich boy 903. I'm from Arizona, and my family down in Arizona have a habit of doing this. Anytime before they go anywhere, they jump in the tub. It's just a habit of theirs because it's hot all day, and before they hit the streets, they're gonna hit that water because it's just hot, constantly hot. Not necessary. Wow, that's deep.
And here's Ice T's wife, y'all. This is what gets me. And I was telling True Royal, how is it that a black man got all these standards when he's with a black woman, but every damn thing becomes acceptable when he's with a white woman?
Isn't that ironic?
So Coco, Ice T's wife, said she don't bathe daily.
And
Now,
he hard on a woman.
this is a menstrual. You know, women are menstruating. She's saying she don't bathe daily. She says when I'm feeling icky, I'll take a shower.
Feeling
Whether
icky.
that's every day or maybe it could be every 3 days. She
Feeling
added, I
icky.
yeah. So I kind of keep myself clean through saying if her armpit smell, then she'll wash that specific area, but not the whole body. Now, wait, how is this acceptable to a black man? Why is it that when black men get with white women, all the common sense goes out? It just goes out the window. What the hell is up with that? I promise you, if it was a sister not bathing, y'all would be out of there, be cussing her out and everything.
Oh, and
But
telling everybody.
yeah, and but when it's a white woman, oh, all the rules are gone. It is anything goes.
Get out of here. They said, I remember when Martin Lawrence was banned off the Saturday Night Live by saying, wash your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get banned for, I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what we do in our culture. So if any of y'all over here listening, that's what we do. If you stinking, we gonna tell you.
Right. And then she goes on to say she does make sure she wash her hair every 4 days, though her husband has yet to comment. Yeah, no, he's perfectly fine as long as you white and bright, he's good. She can sit around funky, don't clean the house. She can sit around and do whatever. He's blind to it all of a sudden.
You know what, Lisa? I had an experience a number of months ago. We had made reservations at the Holiday Inn, and so when we were checking in, and we were at the Holiday Inn in a town called Fresno, that's south of us, like going towards LA. Lisa, Fresno is like a little hick town, and the two people that was working there, they was so filthy and funky that I had to a memory is kicking in. I had, because you know how they'll, like, you can do a review. I gave them a review and said them people need to wash they behind. They was reeking, and I was keeping my distance because the lady, it was a male and a female, her hair looked greasy, and I'm thinking, is something gonna jump on me? And all of that. It was horrible. Now you got me thinking, wow, that was a terrible experience. You working at customer service and you sitting up here funky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, so this is what Ice T's wife said back in 2021.
Damn, you got a whole list of folks.
Oh yeah, these are people that have come publicly to talk about not bathing. And now you got Brad Pitt. Now I did hear Brad Pitt had, smelled bad.
Ooh.
And I'm not surprised.
And they talk about how fine he is.
Mm-hmm. He shared that when you're sweating and you don't have time to take a shower, you just take a baby wipe and rub it under your armpits.
You know what? They have a video out on YouTube. I don't know the exact title, but it talks about their history of filth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah, that's why they don't. That's why they don't. If you notice the Dark Ages over there in Europe, you notice
mhm.
they don't teach that at all. They keep that completely out of history.
In fact, they got a book called Dirt, and it
Mm-hmm.
talks about the level of filthiness. And when I was watching this video, now they talking about how these so-called fake kings and queens over there in Europe are, they were saying, they were talking about their bathing habits. And those people were so backwards, they thought if you bathe, it would kill you because it'll open up your pores. And do you know, Lisa, that a number of women, some of those so-called queens had died um, because they were talking about, like, they would, give birth. And I was reading one article where one of the women died because she didn't keep herself clean enough during her pregnancy. And I guess she was just so exposed and her immune system was down, and she died shortly after that. She literally died of, they said, poor hygiene. And so
Mm-hmm.
what they, how they would look at cleaning was, you just put on, like, the men and the women wore like like a thick, it was like a kind of a beige cloth, like it was like a nightgown, and to them that was like a second piece of skin.
Yeah, well, the wedding ceremony, where you carry flowers, that was to cut their bad odor. A
Get
lot
out
of
of
people
here.
don't realize the flowers. Now people look at that as part, but they only reason why they had flowers was to cut the bad scent.
Damn, you start looking into history of stuff, it'll blow your mind. Yeah,
Mm,
and I want y'all to keep this in mind when you see like paintings of these people that they glorify over in Europe. Somebody actually showed what they really look like: puck marks all in their face, broke out with zits, um, horrible teeth. Some of them, when they discovered sugar, started even brushing their teeth with sugar. I
yeah,
mean, just
well,
some
yeah,
strange
it is
habits.
strange. It is strange, but
Mhm.
it gets even worse with Brad Pitt. Okay, so he said if he's all sweaty and smelly, he just take a wipe and does under his armpits. Well, it gets worse. As for the children, I got 6 kids, he said. All you have to do is take them a couple of quick wipes under the pits. So that's how you teach your kids to groom themselves.
That's how he was. He just passing down a tradition.
So he goes on to say, man, I'm getting peed on all day. I don't have time to take a shower. This is Brad Pitt. This is Brad Pitt, y'all.
Hey Lisa, how have you ever witnessed them folks, like if you out in the public and you see them with their children in a stroller, and they don't have no socks on the feet, and they feet be black?
I've seen
I
that.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've even seen even the adults walk around with filthy feet.
I've even seen their kids' old tots will be out and their hair is uncombed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're walking through the store with this child hair all over their head and they act like they don't see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that too.
Yeah, I've seen them where their children's diapers are literally sagging,
hmm
or with having a
Or they'll have a onesie on them and the kid really should have more clothes on. I've seen that too.
uh-huh, and I'm thinking back when, and back in the day when my children were babies, I was constantly, um like, I have a diaper bag, and I was constantly changing their bibs, changing their shirts, because they just have little spills all day. That was a constant thing. I washed every day, you know. Even though it was a little bit of a washing, it was just a constant thing, with my my babies. And I remember when my oldest daughter was in daycare, this one girl um son was so filthy that they would have to bathe him at the daycare because she would never bathe him at home just to stand to be around him. This is a
Yeah,
poor baby.
that's sad, you know. Now,
Mm.
you remember Charlize Theron,
Oh, I
right?
can't
You
stand
know,
her.
I don't like her either. We know what she did to her son, right?
Hmm.
All right. So she says that she's fine with going a week without a shower.
Man. Mm.
And you know kids will pick up the bad habits of parents,
So
right?
yeah, it's normal to him.
Mhm.
A
So
week.
she says, I'm very spoiled and I don't take for granted how lucky I am to stay in fancy hotels and fly first class. So when I do have a little time, I like to get down and dirty, camping and traveling to countries that
Mhm.
don't have the luxuries. She added that there's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes there's a time for not showering.
Now you know what she's really saying, Lisa?
Mm,
She just
mm,
she just exposed something. She just reconnecting back to her primitive side.
she
When
got
you know the memories in them caves and stuff.
mm-hmm,
Because I learned from you that um when our folks went up there to find out what was going on with them, that it looked like it was two mountains up there, and one of them was a mountain of shit.
mm-hmm.
Now, can you imagine somebody shitting to that capacity that
Remember
is
when they found them, if you remember when they found them in the cave, they didn't know what race they were. Their skin was literally black from not ever washing, and they really didn't know what color they were.
wow.
That's how
Well,
many layers of dirt they had on them.
well, I'm gonna tell you something. I've actually experienced. You just kicked in another memory. I was raised in the Haight Ashbury, and to this day, in the Haight Ashbury in San Francisco, you still got a lot of them white folks running around that's hippie-ish. And they had this one white guy, big old white. Lisa, his skin looked like dirty motor oil, and he was
Mm,
always in somebody's face talking. He wore
mhm,
no shoes. He wore I remember he wore a black leather vest um and stuff. And when I the first time I seen him, it was shocking. Even some people even took pictures, and that was back when wasn't that many cell phones, but people would take pictures of this dude because it was shocking that you would see somebody. I don't know if you ever seen this in real life, that somebody would be that filthy that their skin would look like dirty motor oil on it. I can't.
well,
Wow.
there is, I don't know if any of y'all saw the Book of Clarence over on Netflix. In the opening scene, there is a race between, Mary Magdalene and
Hmm.
Clarence and Elijah. These are all black people. The movie
Hmm.
is all black. So anyway, there's a scene where they come across this white guy, and he's generally poor. He is soot black, but you can tell he's a white guy, but his skin is soot black because he has not had a bath in so long. And it's
Hmm.
in the opening scene. And I was like, wow, can you imagine that's what they used to look like?
Hmm. Yeah.
And they put it in that movie, The Book of Clarence. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, go over on Netflix and watch that. It's pretty good.
What's the title again?
Book of Clarence.
Okay. You know what? I never even thought of that, Lisa. That's how they were walking around looking. I never
But
thought of
it
that.
happened in the opening scene, and I was like, "That is really accurate." I was
Hmm.
surprised they had that in there. But
You,
I wanna go back to Jason and Travis Kelce. Jason is the one that Taylor Swift is dating. And he says it's kind of, he posted this out on X. He said, "What kind of weirdo washes their feet?" That's what
What?
I'm saying. When they don't wash and they come out in the open, they act like you washing yourself is something really weird
Yeah,
and
like you doing, yeah, you doing something disgusting. But what I'm trying to understand, Lisa, is so okay, so when they do get in the in some kind of water, um, don't they feet get wet?
yeah, I guess their feet get wet, but technically they're not bathing.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave that right there, all right? Okay.
Yeah, but he's trying to make it seem like it's
Yeah, like you a moron for washing
yeah,
your ass.
right, right,
That's the only way I can put it. Like
right.
who would?
And then he goes on, let them know from the rooftop, like he's not ashamed to tell you that he don't care about washing all of himself when he's in the shower. In fact, he think it's stupid. So then he goes on to say, all of you who have been fed diabolical lies that washing every crevice of your body and hair all the
Ooh,
time is somehow better or healthier. Any dermatologist not in bed with big soap will agree hot spots are all that is necessary and actually leads to cleaner, healthier skin. So you're saying not washing all of me will lead to cleaner and healthier skin. That is the most
yeah,
ridiculous BS I've ever heard in my life.
yeah. Can you know? I remember one time you said to me, you was out there, you was doing your gardening work, and it was really warm, and you said you was drenched, Lisa, and you
Hmm.
said you got in there and bathed, and it feels so good.
Hmm.
Sometimes you connect with that soap and water, and it's so therapeutic. You can't. I mean, it's like I've had situations where I couldn't wait to get in the tub. Wow. And they trying to shame people. You
Yes.
can't that's some backwards ass thinking.
But look, it gets worse. It gets worse with these two.
Don't tell
If
me that.
you come down here, it says Jason told Travis, his brother, who the F washes your legs? Or what kind of psychopath washes your feet?
Okay, so you're a psychopath because you wash your feet and your legs. So let's just every inch of your body.
Hmm. So they're trying to say it's something weird about washing all of yourself when you're in the shower. And I'm
Hmm.
still trying to figure out what's so weird about it because they're every
Hmm.
time they say something, it just seems like it's a bunch of criticisms.
Hmm.
But the reality is, what they're letting you know is they don't mind being nasty. I'm
Hmm.
serious. It's
Yeah,
like they're making up excuses for being filthy.
there you go. There you go. You know what you're making me think of? One day I was wondering, I wanted to find out why they had started using, they don't do it anymore, silver nitrate, putting it over a baby's eyes after they're born. I wanted to find out the origins of it. And lo and behold, turned out that the reason why they was using that, a German doctor had to come up with something because when the baby was going through the birth canal, most of those European women were full of gonorrhea, and a lot of those babies would be born blind,
Mhm.
and
That
that's
comes
how
from
that
having,
started.
the origins of these transmitted diseases like that. That comes from them in their days in Europe and getting busy with animals. That's where a lot of that comes from.
Hmm.
Sheep, sleeping
Yeah,
with sheep.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's where a lot of that comes
Hmm.
from. In fact, when you
Hmm.
go look at our history, we didn't start getting really sick until they started coming around us.
Who put that? Somebody said the birth canal just rotted out.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, you look at the origins of their diseases. It all, like you said, is based on filth, or like you are connected with with animals. And the chain has never been broke. Isn't that ironic? It ain't never been broke. They once it was established, and I mean they have things that can get rid of it. It ain't never been broke.
mhm. Now, these are two brothers talking, y'all. So you can tell in that family, they did not, that hygiene must not have been top on the list to teach their children because
Mm,
these are two brothers. So he goes on to say, I'm not washing my feet every time. Travis said, this is the one that
mm,
got the
mm, mm.
fuller beard. But after like football practice where my
Oh
feet
no!
have been just like squishing. Yes, I wash my feet.
Wait a minute. You said squishing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So then the two went on about the conversation. Jason said he'll only wash them if there's visible dirt. So he won't touch his feet unless he sees visible dirt. Y'all, these are the people running the world.
Mm-hmm.
These are the people running the world.
And put on airs like they so better than us.
And act like they're better than everything in the universe. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the kind of BS they come out to say.
Mm-hmm.
But we're supposed to see them greater than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they want to be respected. Mm, your funky tail.
So, y'all, this is what they were saying. And, the funny part about it, Jason's wife, Delco's favorite, Kylie Kelsey, has a partnership with Dove. You see how a white-owned company will partner a soap contract with somebody that openly says they don't bathe. I mean,
Wow.
only in America.
Mm,
Only
mm,
in
mm, mm.
America.
You right about that. Isn't that ironic? Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. And then
Mhm.
our folks are itching some of our folks is itching to be with them and will put up with that. But with each other, we won't
And
put
will
up with
fight
that.
you. And will fight you if you say something about them being with a bunch of people that don't bathe. Will get
Mm-hmm.
mad and fight you.
Mm-hmm.
No, they won't put up a fight with the man or woman they're laying around with that ain't bathing. They'll come and fight the black person for raising the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So they wanna shame you for us saying, hey, you funky. And they're gonna try to shame. There ain't no way. I would keep talking. You that is really arrogant.
Mhm. Yep,
Mm-mm-mm.
sure is. It sure is, you know. But like I said, I knew back in the day when I was much younger, they weren't bathing all the time because when you got caught up in that elevator will tell the true story. It
Man.
really will. When you are boxed in a really closed space with somebody that
Hmm.
don't bathe, it's gonna tell that story.
To me, the worst is um I remember during the summertime going swimming, and then we would get on the bus, and after swimming, oh Lord, everybody would be filthy and
Mm.
stuff.
When we used to
And they didn't been in that water. That's why they have chlorine and all that stuff in that water. Because
mm,
they be pissing in the swimming pool and all of that.
ew, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
What
They
my
do.
dad told me? You know what my dad told me when he was growing up? Because he said, because my dad, um, he grew up in Jim Crow South, you know,
Mhm.
and he said they had a pool for the white children and a pool for the black children. And
Mhm.
he said once a year, the black kids would come together in a big crowd and walk over to the white side of the town, and
Mhm.
they would dive in the pool, and said they would close the pool for the rest of the year
Oh, wonderful.
because black people jumped in the white pool. My dad said they only did it to force the white kids not to be able to have a pool for the summer. Was screaming. I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah," because he said we knew as soon as we dove in their pool, they were going to shut it down, and that's what they did.
Boy,
And
that's a
then he said, for the rest of the summer, the black side of the town, we had our pool. But that
wow.
was really the goal, was to force them to shut their pool down so they wouldn't have it for the summer season.
That is pathetic, Lisa.
And he said they had the
Ooh.
nicer pool and everything, and he said that's why we did it. And he said they used to do it randomly every year. They would never know what day they were coming, and he said it would be like 20, 30 of us, and we would go over there and just dive in their white pool.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, my parents, it was like any other time, you always rebel against those kind of things, Jim Crow. My
Mhm.
mother said there was one theater in the whole town,
Mhm.
and said that the black kids had to sit up on the balconies,
Mhm.
and the white kids could sit down in the floor area, they could have the floor seats. My
Mhm.
mother said they would buy popcorn, sodas, and
Mm.
then when the movie was close to being out, they would
Mhm.
pour all that mess down on their
Yeah, they didn't think that
pour that stuff down on their heads and run out the
they didn't think that one out at all. They thinking they superior, and you in a good position to pour stuff on them. Oh, I would wear them out.
they would throw everything, bubble gum down on their head and everything
Mhm. They
from the
think they
balcony.
got the be-
That's what they would do. Yeah.
think they got the better seating, and you could get them real good like that. Oh, I
Mhm.
love that. I like that one.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah. They
they
said they
think
used
they
to do that all the
superior because they gonna shame you for washing your ass.
time. Mhm.
They
Yep.
gonna shame you. I just don't get it. But there's a common denominator going on there,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
You know, but y'all know you clean your kids. See, that's one thing you don't have to tell black folk. We gonna wash our babies. We gonna wash
Hmm.
ourselves. And
Hmm.
I remember when I was growing up, my brother would have to go in there first and get his bath. And then when
Hmm.
he was done, my mother would clean the tub out and got it ready for me. And I went in there next.
Well, you know what I remember when my mother was teaching me to bathe, and anybody that's high yellow know what I'm getting ready to say. The first thing I was taught to do was to wash my neck and my ears really good.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get them spots. And I have a cousin um that we're about the same complexion, and she didn't wash her neck for a long time. And when she moved in with my grandmother, um they had to get one of those, what's that loofah sponge. She had
Mm-hmm.
layers of dirt on her neck because she would not wash her neck. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm much older than her, and I said, yeah, I see why my mother was very adamant about me washing my neck. That was a pet peeve of my mother.
Yeah,
Um,
you and behind your ears. I know that was a big one for my get behind them ears.
mhm, mhm. So if they doing that, then that goes into other things on my mind. How often are you changing and washing your bed linen? Um,
Even
it's a
the pets that you
bunch.
right, even the pets that's living with you. If you're not washing yourself, then chances are you letting them pets run around all smelly.
And and
You're breaking up, True Royal.
Excuse me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was working with a Mexican guy, and he said he used to, be at the hardware store to get, day work. And he said this black guy offered him $100 to clean his house. And when he got there, he said the black guy was married to a white girl. And he said that house was filthy from front to back. He said he washed clothes all day. He said he had to clean out the refrigerator. He was just cleaning all day. And he said that woman sat there and just watched TV. And I knew what he was trying to say to me, that he
Oh,
knew.
Mr. Duke said Trump 2024, Ricky Manor 2024. Do they bathe? Do they bathe? Okay, because we got to ask that questions when it comes down to you. Do they bathe?
Well, you know what? Let me skip that story real quick. Since you want to talk about Trump's, I'm gonna say a couple of things. That mega group of his, or they crowd, when they have them Trump rallies, they leave the places filthy.
Yes, they do. I remember I did a story on that.
You sure did in your state, Lisa.
Yep.
You sure did.
They left their trash everywhere. Filthy ass people.
When they had that incident up there in DC and stuff, they defecated all over that place. And
yep.
And it was
like wild animals up in there.
And it was a black cleaning company that got the contract to clean up the place, and then they had to put on Tyvek suits because they didn't know where they was going, if they was going to run up on some shit and stuff. I mean, it was I mean, come on, that's the animal in them. You go up there, that's the first thing you think of doing. If us black folks would have went up there and did that, they would have jailed us for that
and shot you. It would have been a lot of violence up there that day.
Oh, it would have been a bloodbath. So and so I was reading recently. This
Remember
is not
stunk up the court.
I was reading recently that it is not uncommon for that mega crowd when Trump had those rallies, how they leave that place trashed. That's their mentality, and that not their it's their mentality and their nature. Say full hazmat suit. Oh yeah, and the full one mean you got a hood on your head, and you got a mask. They probably had to put on canisters as a mask, and then put on some thick ass safety glasses. Because who was office was that?
And they're always threatening somebody. You notice that the MAGA crowd. Now the new one is, well, if Trump go to jail, it's gonna be civil war. Well, who gonna go out there and start some civil war over Donald Trump? You idiots go right ahead. That's what I say.
Trump ain't doing nothing but using people. He don't care about them people. When them people thought they was gonna get pardoned and stuff. And what did Trump do? He went and tucked his tail somewhere and hid. I'm coming back. I'm coming back, family. My husband had surgery, so I had to be down for a few days, but I will be back.
Yep. So yeah, it's funny how y'all MAGA people walk around here like there is just something about Trump that's worth dying over. You go right ahead. You go right ahead. You knock yourself out. You gonna be in them streets all by yourself over your civil war.
And he'll sit up here and he'll bitch and he'll moan, but at the end of the day, he goes back to his mansion. So he talking about poor old me. Boy, I mean, he about one big whiner, and he real quick to always try to badger somebody if they complain. And I didn't see it, but I believe it. Lisa said that his sons are out there crying,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just
when the
complaining.
verdict was read, yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
But you have to be sick in the head if whether Donald Trump go to jail or not, and you gonna jump off a civil war. You got to be sick in the head to be out there putting yourself
Mm-hmm.
out there for
He cared.
one man. You doing that over one goddamn man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And he
one
can't.
man. Oh,
And
please.
and then the insult. Now they want to campaign. Oh, we understand what Black folks are going through, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how the system work, and he's a convicted felon, so we can understand what's going. No, you know what? That's an insult. You're
Yeah.
just trying to get the
So
vote by
what
any
you're saying
means.
is something had to happen to a white person in order for you to understand. Well, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
You suck. If that's what you got to do in order to have understanding, you suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sure do.
Period.
Mm-hmm. And he can't stay out of trouble. Stay in trouble.
Mhm.
Stay in trouble, and he ain't even hiding what his ultimate goal. He wants to be a president so he don't have to go to jail. But he said he was fine with going to jail.
Right. Yeah. As long as
Uh-huh.
it's house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
If he's
Yeah.
got to go to a physical jail, he'll have a plenty of a problem that, I don't think,
Mhm.
I think if Donald Trump was locked up in prison, he ain't coming out the same, y'all. He
No,
that
he not.
is really, I believe that is the thing that will break him.
So so if they process him in the jail and out the jail in 24 hours, that's gonna break him, Lisa?
No, I'm talking about a jail stay where he's got to be in there for X amount of time. I'm not talking about no processing in and processing
Well,
out.
he think that's an insult to even be processed to get a mug shot or anything like that.
Oh yeah. Well, remember his mugshot was sold.
Mm-hmm.
And people start walking around with it on t-shirts. I wish I
Mm-hmm.
would walk around with
And,
a Donald Trump mugshot on my t-shirt.
and you know what I was paying attention to is, since this didn't happen, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, boy, the people that's associated with him and close to him, it's gonna make it even easier now. They're gonna be falling like dominoes. They already been falling, but they're gonna be falling even quicker,
Mhm.
um, more so than ever, because their leader then fail, and they in all kind of trouble. Because I was watching a couple of weeks ago that black guy that's all entangled in Trump stuff. They was literally begging the judge to cut him a break, and it's like, nah, go get your leader to go help you out. you know when he'll want you to do all this stuff, and then when you get in a situation, he's not gonna help you. And stuff. Trump don't pay nobody. I was reading an article. Them lawyers that he got now, they want their money up front.
Talking about why can't we be like raccoon Ricky Manor? Because we're not raccoons, buddy.
No.
Okay. Number, let me tell you something. Don't ever tell black people to act like another black person. Big mistake.
Mm-mm.
Don't ever have that conversation with us. Get your
Yeah.
ass the fuck off of my chat.
Uh-oh. You got Lisa cussing? Oh.
We gonna be who we are. We're not gonna say we ain't gonna be what white people think we should be. So you can bounce your ass the hell up on out of here.
Ouch. You just stepped in it. You just stepped all up in it. No, Lisa, don't play.
So, is there anything else you want to add, True Royal?
It was juicy, Lisa.
Mhm, mhm.
Shameful.
It
It's
is
shameful.
shameful, and like I said, they're not even ashamed to tell you. They'll come public and tell the whole world they stank and don't care, and they ain't gonna clean nothing. I ain't never seen no BS like this before in my life.
I have a question that I want to ask you, Lee, before you get off of here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you were living over in Europe, did you
Mm-hmm.
encounter the filth?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they got a class of homeless people over in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're who you would call the gypsies. When you
Mm-hmm.
go into certain parts of the town, you'll see the gypsies. They're really shabby dressed,
Mm-hmm.
and many of them don't have teeth.
Oh, Lisa.
They walk around begging for money all day, and they call them the gypsies over there. And yeah, and you see them walking around, and you can tell they're dirty and they're not clean or anything.
Grimy, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
remember. I remember you showing us pictures of them little tight streets and them homeless folks over there. They always try to make it like it's so glamorous
No, and it's
in
never been
Europe.
that way. And when you go, because I've been to France,
Mm-hmm.
True Royal, I kid you not, you'll know you're in France. You know why? When you get in the heart of the town of Paris, it
Uh-huh.
smells like piss.
What?
It smells like piss and garbage. That's
And
what Paris smells like.
get out of here. And they try to make it like it's so glamorous.
Mm-mm. It is disgusting. That's why they always have rat issues over there in Paris. And it gets and every so many years the rats will overrun the place. It's filthy there.
Yeah, I was watching
And they
um
don't pick up the trash all the time. Sometimes the trash will sit out there for weeks before they get, and that's why they become overrun with rats.
wow. And they try to make it like it's so glamorous over there.
Hmm.
Somebody said hot garbage.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it smells like piss and garbage. See, the Olympics is over there, so they gonna clean it up because the whole world is gonna go to Paris, so they gonna get rid of the stench and everything, at least temporarily.
Yeah, in
And
certain in designated areas.
mm-hmm.
Because one time they had the Olympics in um I forget I think it was in Beijing, and it was so filthy they had to shut the factories down because of the soot out there. So they had shut the factories down for like 2 months to kind
Mm-hmm.
of clean things up. But even when COVID hit and the world was pretty much in quarantine, look how the water had cleared up over there.
Yeah,
And
over in Italy. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I've been over there
the
too.
mm,
Yeah, Italy
mm,
is filthy.
mm,
They don't tell you. They always make it seem like, oh well, the whole world want to live in the Western nations. That's because y'all lie to them
mm.
about those countries. You really sensationalize and blow it all up and make it something that it actually is not.
Well,
You're deceiving a lot of people.
I had did a video and did some research, a video about how filthy it was over in England. And
Mm,
depending on how the wind would blow, the people that lived in the countryside said they would literally gag how filthy it was. And it went as far as this. When they were um, um, taking cargo over to America, what they would do when they would get to the loading docks, they would have to wait a week before they could unload the ships because they would have them huge rats coming off of there and everything. And the it would be amazing if a child could even make it to the age of 5. And what made them clean up a little bit of their country, they was losing money. But basically what they did, they didn't clean it all up. They just put dirt over it. It's still filthy over there.
yeah.
It really is. And one thing that I've often heard is they said, don't go to one of their nightclubs in there where they dancing. You'll be knocked down with the smell because ain't nobody wearing no damn deodorant or anything. Mm-mm-mm. And they gonna try to shame somebody for keeping their behind clean. Ain't that a trip?
Or come over here acting like they're better than somebody.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what did they say? Money.
Many of us are getting, I believe most of the world is now hip to their mess on that.
Well, they exposing themselves. That's what
Hmm.
they doing at the end of the day, where you gonna sit up and be proud that you funky and you don't
Hmm.
wash your behind, and then
Yep.
they want other people to put up with that mess. Uh-uh. We're
Yeah.
not the one. We're not the one.
Right. And but proud of not washing and also coming out to tell you they're proud not to wash their kids too.
Mm-hmm. My, my mother said when she was coming up as a girl down south, the one thing that they pride themselves on was keeping clean. She said that they would starch and iron their their sheets and their pillowcases, and she said it was not uncommon this because it was plenty poor white folks down south. They would be filthy. They
Well,
and
yeah, that's true.
mm-hmm.
That's
I heard I would hear that often listening to older family members that them white folks would be filthy and hardly any of them had any didn't even have underwear on. It would be
true.
that poor and
Yeah, I
walk
don't know
around.
if you remember, there was a story that came out a couple of years back where this elderly woman admitted she was responsible for getting a black boy lynched.
Mm,
And guess what the reason was? Their clothes were better than hers.
what?
Yeah, I did the video on it a couple of years back.
Oh
She
wow.
confessed in a nursing home, and it was one of the nurses that came and told her confession. But the only reason why she had this boy lynched is because the black family, the children, had better clothes than she had.
Mm, mm, mm.
And so that poor kid got lynched for that reason.
You felt
And they
mm.
were able to find the actual story of the lynching and everything.
Wow.
But that's what she got upset over. They had better clothes on than she did.
Hmm.
That,
Well,
that's why I was like, that's why they don't think it's ridiculous that we get killed unarmed and get killed for stupid reasons because historically they have accepted that. They think that's the norm and that's the way it should be.
mm-hmm. Mm. Well, they starting to pay for these things.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
make
look, when did you ever think you would see a former president get convicted as a felon? You know, it goes back to when I was telling you, you're going to see a lot of things you never seen happen before.
before you did say that, and you know the thing that I kept repeating over and over because from time to time it doesn't happen often with me, but I do get visions. And Yahweh clearly told me this. I ain't heard this in a while. He said it. I'm gonna say it verbatim. He said the white woman would be the first to get my wrath. And that does not exclude the white man because he upheld her shit. And
Well,
once,
you always remember the Most High always punished the group.
mm-hmm,
Don't
yeah.
the group
And what
because
happened? Them Karen videos started coming out in droves
Mhm.
and stuff. Cause and you know what I've been watching lately, Lisa? Um, I be watching like child support court when people go to court.
Mhm.
Boy, it's a lot of white women getting locked up for not paying child support. They getting their kids taken from them. Them people is not having no harmony at home with each other.
Oh no, you know what? If you ever go on TikTok and watch the videos over there, it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them crying on these videos now. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they don't know how to survive. Like I said, they actually did us a favor when we were so called out of slavery. And I often said, you know, you fatten somebody up for the kill and you give them their heart desire and they get lazy. Well, we know how to live on a little or nothing, and they keep expecting a certain standard. And Trump is the one that um, embodies their true nature. He wants to keep living this certain standard, and I can do what I want to do. And you can tell that he's Yahweh's special project, because when that whole thing hit him, he ain't gonna be. I mean, he already looking frazzled. When you look at him real close, that stuff take a toll on you. With you out
Did.
there.
In fact, they said behind the scenes, Trump was falling apart after that verdict. And I believe that,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just trying to hold it together in front of the cameras. But they said when the cameras were not on him, he
Mm-hmm.
was a mess. He was a
Mm-hmm.
wreck.
He doing it to himself.
Hmm.
And he can't, and now he want the Supreme Court to get him out of stuff. I mean, you ridiculous.
Yeah. And look, y'all, and I said this to True Royal. Trump don't give a F about this country. Trump
Mm-hmm.
wants to be president so he can have immunity for the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
really what it's all about. He wants immunity from the law. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he wants to be president again. He don't give a shit about this place.
Yeah, and then continue to keep doing his dirt. He not gonna. This dude is never not gonna stay out of trouble. He go from one frying pan to the next frying pan.
Hmm.
And when you start, it's just the nature of things. You can see where he gonna hit a wall. Okay, you put these judges in place rapidly, thinking they're gonna bail you out of stuff. Before he stepped out of office, that didn't work. They followed the law. You blatantly stealing stuff, and then you sit up and lie right in people's face, and they basically saying it's okay to lie. And slowly but surely, those people that were supporting him, and I'm talking about these well-named people, they turning on him. They
Hmm.
slowly turning on him and stuff. He was up here in San Francisco begging for money from some billionaire.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw he
Hmm.
was in that area.
Hmm. Begging, whining, and crying. Amari, you got on the gay parade, honey.
Watch, I'm upstairs.
Okay,
I'm
well,
watching the gay parade.
I'm teasing you. I know you wouldn't watch that. They got the gay parade going on right now in
I
LA.
was asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Pride Day.
and the thing is, no, I don't believe the Supreme Court should help him. Nobody else that gets in trouble with the law gets the Supreme Court to get them out of everything.
Yeah, he just an everyday citizen at the end of the day.
Right. That's why he keeps going in front of the Supreme Court talking about immunity.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
immunity from what? You're a citizen.
You see, or with his and you talking about somebody else that just look like straight dirt. Steve Bannon, he gotta go to jail. He gotta
Yep.
turn himself in. Oh, that dude look filthy, Lisa.
Hmm.
Whoa, he look like the town drunk. I mean, he don't groom at all. Got all that money. He look dusty, rusty, and crusty.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, the inmates are going to jump his ass, not him, but Trump. Let him go in there and fart in front of all them inmates.
Oh yeah. Oh, you ain't never lied. Yeah, because it was a guy I worked with that had been in and out of jail, and he said when you got to take a dump, you better have your because they toilets usually have buttons. He said you got to know how to time it where when it's coming out, nobody don't want to smell that. You will get knocked upside the head because it's they in confined spaces and
Mhm.
stuff. Mm-mm. They not. Mm-mm. Boy, I like to be the fly on the wall to see him in jail. He's terrified, getting locked up, but he can't stay out of trouble, can't keep his mouth shut. You know, he just can't do it.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
And don't ain't his sons being convicted for some stuff too? Oh yeah, you right about that. Steve Bannon looks like he
Don
haven't.
Jr. Don Jr.
Uh huh.
Probably.
Yeah, they in trouble for something. Yeah, he do. Yeah, Steve Bannon look like he ain't never hit no water.
Mm-hmm.
He'll fit right in with the homeless folks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, here's another one. Trust me. Trump ain't going nowhere. This is all a game. Still, yeah, he do look funky as hell.
Mm-hmm. You sure do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Bragg wants Trump to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Wants Trump in jail.
Oh, y'all. Oh, they ripping in. What are they talking about? Trump's son said his retarded son just graduated the special school, didn't he?
Oh, you're talking about Barron. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Barron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Yeah, he does look dirty and smelly.
They're talking about Trump's sentence over there on X. Yeah. Well, it's
Mm-hmm.
not that far off.
What, Omari? Huh? What's going on? Oh, okay, I'll get that. I'm almost done.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna get off of here.
uh-huh. He's walking around, Lisa.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he just took a shower. Well, he on his way to the shower.
His favorite daughter has been missing. Yeah, Ivanka stays clear of him now. Oh yeah, she stays clear of Donald Trump.
Well, you remember she got up, her and her husband and them kids got up out of DC as quick as they could because he was just, I mean, ripping them apart.
Yeah, because he was blaming his son-in-law too at one point for his loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they coming for your throat, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till your Howard get a hold of his behind. You think he hollering now?
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, thank you so much for being here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
Yeah,
definitely do this again.
this was fun.
Royal, I'm going to be doing another live stream with True Royal, and it's to give you an update on what's going on. So we'll probably set that up for tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, that'll be fine.
All right. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. I see I have two. Story time. Travis Kelsey's ex was getting them sweaty peanuts. And Black Spider, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. All right, y'all.
I thank everybody for their support in in prayers. Thank you very much for my family.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
Okay. Me check on
Royal
out.
being here. Thank you. Shalom, family.